You been working out?
No, man. I just been nervous about this shit.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I did go for a run this morning with my kids.
Oh, that's cute.
We got like one of those double strollers. Mm-hmm. So like a jogging stroller.
You push your kids and run?
Yeah.
Are
you believe that shit?
What do you do to stay in shape? Just eat well?
I try and eat well, but I got this thing at night where I gotta eat at night. Mm-hmm. It's like a major issue with me. But no, I try and work out like 4 or 5 times a week. It ain't intense.
Cardio or weightlifting?
Some cardio, some weightlifting, some yoga. I do like 1 day yoga, 1 day cardio, 1 day strength training, like dumbbells.
You know, as a comedian, you're in like the top 1% of like,
fit comedians.
easily. It's like
the only person above me is you
and Zach O'Ryan. Shout out to Zach.
Man, shout out to Zach. That dude is he's like 225 solid. Yeah. 6 foot of muscle.
I hate that nigga, bro. Everything. I'm just kidding. I love that guy. Love that guy.
All right. What's up with business news and other shit? We about to do this. I don't even know what episode we on. I think we're on episode 54. We doing IG live today. What's up? Looks like some people joining. Thank y'all.
Shout out
to IG live. I don't know why I'm doing a shout out to IG live. What's up? 3-pointers. I just learned that shit today. We should have a guest joining us, Lane Campbell. We had some technical difficulties earlier, so we may not be able to join with that person. Hopefully we do hear from Lane from Activated Capital. But let's get started, y'all. What's up, St. James?
Nothing much. How you doing?
I'm in there, baby. I'm in the seat.
That's good.
I'm in the hot seat.
That's good.
Yeah, man.
You fight?
Yo, definitely, but not recently. But it'll be coming. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yo, your teeth look great.
You're the third person to tell me this.
Today?
No, this week.
Really? Talking to the mic.
This week.
Really? Did you like whiten them?
No, I just been brushing my teeth.
We've been waiting for that shit.
You know, this is crazy. So I haven't been working the past few weeks. So I'm trying to get my life together. I mean, the first thing you can do, right? The things in your control is you can at least brush your teeth like 3 times a day.
For sure.
So I just been like actually
brushing the shit out of your teeth. I'm gonna keep brushing until I get a job.
Zach, brush. I've been going to the gym, drinking a lot of water. I got a facial yesterday. I'm just trying to get my life together.
Damn. You know how they say like GTL? You heard of that from Jersey Shore? Mm-hmm. Gym Tan Laundry?
Now what's that?
It's like a Jersey Shore thing. Like, okay. You remember Jersey Shore, the show?
I did, but I didn't watch it.
I didn't really watch it too much either, but they had this whole thing, GTL, Gym Tan Laundry, you know what I'm saying? For you, I mean, you're black, so I don't know how much tanning you're doing. But for you, it's like gym.
Man, that's why I'm black. Okay.
You tan so much. So for you, it's gym, tan, brush. You just skipped the laundry part.
Oh, yes, I have. I'm going to do laundry tomorrow.
There you go. Mm-hmm. All right, so gym, tan, brush, laundry. Mm-hmm. GTBL. What's up, John Dolder?
What's up?
Helping us produce your show.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, brother.
Taking notes.
Taking notes, baby. Mm-hmm. Taking notes. So, yeah, man. St. James, so give us a plug on a show you got coming up here in Chicago.
Well, I have the Young Hustle show coming up the last Friday of this month. Pretty big show. Biggest show in Chicago.
Whoa, is that for real? Biggest show in Chicago?
Probably. I mean, independent show, not the okay. As far as a independent show run by people who aren't famous.
I feel you. How many? Like when you say biggest, you mean audience wise?
Yes, audience wise.
Damn, how many people have been showing up?
Average, I believe, is 300.
300 people coming to your show? Mm-hmm. Woo! Bring in the Benjamins, baby. Yeah. I hope you're making some money off that. You're definitely making some publicity.
We'll talk about this after.
I love how you're dancing in the camera. Like you're looking at, how do I look?
Hey, man, I'm super conceited. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry for burping in the camera. I mean, into the microphone.
Burp away, baby.
I got that last Friday.
That's the 30th. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. What time?
10 o'clock.
10 p.m. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, man, what a big show. 300 people. I'm honored, man, that you are here performing with us on this podcast. I guess performing, talking to us.
Yeah, I mean, the show is doing well, but I am still just your friend. I'm still just your friend.
That's great, baby. I appreciate that, friend. Of course. But no, that's something to be proud of, man. You produced that show. So that show is happening and 300 people showing up because of a lot of the work you do.
Yes, exactly.
That's right. We got to give you props, give credit where credit's due.
Thank you.
Cool. So let's jump into some business news, y'all.
Okay.
Markets are scared shitless.
Okay.
We had stocks drop a lot this past week. It was a pretty volatile week. Lots of ups, lots of downs. I think on Wednesday, the Dow Jones fell over 700 points, almost 3%. That was a big deal. Markets are afraid that we're going into a recession. You know what that means, recession? Basically where the economy just starts to
plummet, right?
Plummet, yeah. The economy's just like, oh, shit, we're shit in the bed, you know? So stocks had a really poopy diaper. Man, that's all I can think about these days because I just changed a lot of diapers with 2 kids, man. So everything that's like not doing good in the world, I'm like, man, that thing's just shit its diaper. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, my thing is everyone chill. Chill. Keep investing because Trump needs to get reelected. And so him being in power, he's going to do whatever he can do to make sure we don't go into recession. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know why it might have dropped the last week?
Yeah. So basically there was a big fear. The market was super scared that we're going into recession because of the trade war with China, right? We buy a ton of stuff from China, day in, day out, lots of stuff. And Trump put a bunch of taxes. He decided to create a trade war and create tax China. He felt like we're getting a bad deal in this trade with China, so he's like, yo, let's teach him a lesson here.
Do you agree? Think we get a bad deal? I don't know anything about this.
I think that there are some issues with our relationship with China, who's trying to be the next superpower. They want to be like America, you know? And I think that Trump's got a leg to stand on for sure, in that we got to change some shit with China, especially as it pertains to intellectual property. Like what'll happen is like Apple or whoever will build phones over there, and China will take how you build the iPhone and they'll use it for their own companies and build their own kind of iPhones. So some shady shit China's doing. Not cool. Yeah. But they're a communist country. That's what they do. You know, so we're like, WTF, why are you doing that?
Great. So
we were talking, Lane, about stocks and how they dropped on Wednesday, why they dropped because of this market being scared of a recession. And why is it scared of a recession? Because of the trade war. Trump had announced basically that he's going to be taxing now consumer goods coming out of China. And then Trump backtracked on that. And he's like, wait. Actually, let's wait till we go through our Christmas season. And then we will throw the taxes onto the Chinese goods. I just think so I agree with Trump and some of his policies around China. Yo, some of that shit needs to change for real. However, I think that the way Trump is going about it is just way too sledgehammery. He's just like going in there bashing the shit out of the relationship with China. And so, it was a big fall, and everyone got spooked out. I just got calls from a bunch of friends like, yo, should I be selling? Is this now the time to sell? Should I be selling my stocks?
Oh, people come to you? Are you that guy?
I'm that guy. They're like, hey, this is my finance guy I can talk to. Lane, do you get that ever? Like, people just think like you know everything about the stock market?
Yeah, in fact, I was walking down the street in New York, and someone says to me, you know anything about Brexit? And I'm like, kind of. I like read about it. They're like, you want to be on CNBC for it? I'm like, sure. So I was interviewed by CNBC as a Brexit expert. And I'm like, some guy walking down the street.
What?
The equivalent of that would be like they a news reporter sees St. James. Hey, you know anything about Chicago Southside shootings? I'm black, aren't I? Like,
it's like, well, come on,
let's interview you. It's like, damn, that's the most racist. Yeah. That's like they just basically pulled some racist shit on you. But it wasn't racist per se. It was more like, finance. Well,
I was with a Russian
racist
guy too. We both got interviewed. He was straight out of like Moscow, right? Barely spoke English, and they interviewed both of us as experts. I'm like, this is funny. This guy doesn't even speak English well, but no, we did good.
Oh, you did? So did you? I was gonna say, did you play it off?
Yeah, we played it off. They took us on, and we were on the CNBC.com for it.
I bet you every minute before that interview went live, you were on your phone reading everything you could about Brexit.
I actually forgot about it, and he messaged me, the Russian guy, a few days later with the article. I was like, I don't think we're ever going to make it,
So I just don't agree with the way Trump is doing it. But so it's a serious thing. Trade war is a for real thing. Like, we buy billions and billions and billions of dollars of goods from China. So that's kind of what's up. So markets dropped a lot Wednesday. Everyone starts calling, right? They're like, what should I do? What should I do? I gave a couple friends. It wasn't a lot of people, man. You know me. I like to exaggerate shit. Like, I don't even think anyone called me. It was probably a text message. You know what I'm saying? And the first, what?
You folded so quick. Like, actually, I'm lying. I got like 2 friends, but they all hit me up.
Total. 2 friends total. Now here's the thing. Some stocks got really hit hard, right? Like Uber has been struggling for weeks. And in this downdraft, Uber got hit as one of the hardest tech companies.
Really? It's probably because they need to get better drivers. I'm getting tired of all these. I was in Uber the other day.
Uber drivers suck?
Some of them aren't the best.
Okay, fair.
I want to still use Uber. But I was in the Uber the other day, and dude was like, "Hey man, I got to get some gas." I think it's
the Uber driver said that.
Yeah, and he get over. He's like, "Hey man, I'm gonna put 20 on pump 10. Can you pump?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Can you pump?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm not pumping the gas." He's like, "Hey man, just pump the gas, and dude could be out of here." I'm like, "Or you can pump the gas, and we still could be out." I'm like, "Nah, dude." He's like, "Man, pump." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not pumping." He's like, "Hey man, what if you pump the gas and then after we smoke a blunt?" I'm like, "Damn, I could pump some gas, bro. You know what? I'll react. I'll pump the gas, man."
You got out and started pumping that shit.
I swear to God, just like
you pumped the shit out of that gas.
Pumped the shit, smoked the blunt, and gave him 1 star.
1 star. Well, okay. Maybe that's why Uber stock's going down. They're just trying to get all the riders high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I keep hearing a lot of people talk about Uber, man. Like they have no chance of making money. So I don't know how they're even public.
Who can't make money?
Uber. They're
Uber company.
They're bleeding so much cash right now.
Yeah, they can't make money with their business model. Like they literally never going to be profitable.
Really? But I thought that was the idea for everything. Just borrow money until you just get enough customers, and then you come back up. Uber, Netflix. I thought that was everything. Well, can you tell me why can't they make money? Is it because it costs too much to pay drivers?
They subsidize all the rides so that the rides are cheaper than cabs, but they still have to pay the drivers, and they've got a big tech operation, lots of legal lobbying. Like, man, I don't see it. Like, unless they can get to autonomous cars, but even those will probably never work in a lot of markets that have like bad weather in the winter. So,
yeah, true that. I think that's true, man. I think they got a big up because they're also first to market, right? They're the biggest guys. They're the first ones. And so they're trying to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. They're like, yeah, we have to be the innovators, which often does work, but not always, right? Like, I think that if you play your cards right, that works. But if you stumble or you got a hiccup somewhere, you got billions of dollars you got to answer for.
So let me ask you this: Do y'all see a possibility where Uber goes out of business? Is that a real thing?
Absolutely, that absolutely could happen. It really depends on how the next few quarters go, right? Because the moment the people who have invested and lent them billions of dollars, the moment they start losing confidence in the company and they start demanding their money or pulling their money out, that's it. It's over. It's over. They're a public company now. Their stock can go down to zero, and it's a major issue. I think it's less likely. I think people got too much money invested. So, but it could happen. But yeah, so stocks.
The We company, the WeWork company, is just filing to go public.
Yep, they're also one that's losing a lot of money.
Yeah,
I don't even know what WeWork does.
They basically lease office buildings.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
And then they make their shared co-working space really cool. They put beer on tap and stuff like that, and then they hope that everyone will pay $300-$400 a month to rent an office there.
Seems like a good business model.
Yeah, for the gig economy, it's coming around. But their CEO's all up to some funny business too.
Yeah, we talked about this. Actually.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but anyway, so the first thing I'll say about this market decline we had this week, everyone just chill. Like, it's August. I worked on Wall Street in August. It's the B team that's trading. It's not like the A team. The A team's like in the Hamptons or somewhere else, like, boondoggling, just chilling, eating, chilled shrimp and, red wine and shit like that. So like everyone, the B team, like dudes that still poop on their, their own diapers when stocks drop 100 points, that's who's trading right now. So it doesn't surprise me that you're getting big moves in August. So these moves don't really mean too much to me. Oh, cool. Is Josh going to join us here?
Yeah, he said he was hopping on.
Okay, cool. We get to meet Josh. So yeah, the economy's in good shape.
Okay.
Our American economy is actually in good shape. Yes, the rest of the world's struggling a little bit, but we're just not there yet. We're definitely not there yet. And so, I think the real risk, we're getting people joining us here. I think the real risk, to be honest with you, hey, is that Josh? So Josh, we're going through some of the week's business news, and then we're going to jump to you guys and talk to you. But we'd love for you guys to jump in and give us your professional opinions on whatever we're talking about.
Okay, cool.
Thanks, man. So we were just talking about the big declines this week in the markets, and how my point is it's August. It's the B team trading on Wall Street. That's what I would be doing when I was younger. In August, it'd be like I'd be the main dude. And so you don't want a dude like me running things. But the economy's in good shape. So I say, keep investing. The biggest risk, I think, is a self-fulfilling prophecy risk, where markets, especially bond markets, will start to force the hand of the government. They'll force the hand of, especially the Federal Reserve, to lower interest rates further. And they'll force the hand of the government to just give stimulus in some sort of way. But overall, my thing is keep investing. It's not necessarily a normal quote-unquote market. There's a lot of government activity that can impact this. So that's my take on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh and I are in the business of kind of hedging, on a little bit of this, and what we found is there are a lot of folks that share like the anxiety of what the market's going to be like, as volatile as they were. You've seen what happened with GE as well, with that stock fall off after the quote unquote accounting fraud was exposed this week.
Yeah, that dude Harry Markopoulos, the dude that uncovered Bernie Madoff. That dude wrote a big old 100-page paper on saying how GE is a bigger fraud than Enron and WorldCom.
Yeah, wow. Combined.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah,
I think. No, go ahead, Mike.
No. Look, I think what's fascinating to us, it's just there's a lot of volatility out there right now.
Right,
and I think there's a lot of capital out there, right? That's creating the volatility. There's low interest rates. We've been in a low interest rate environment for over a decade now, and it just lowered interest rates even more. And the economy's doing, as you mentioned, very well. And we are cautiously optimistic that will continue. With that amount of capital flowing into the markets, you're starting to see more volatility. But not just that, we foresee more inflation. And what does that mean? You're starting to see prices of things go up and wages not necessarily going up in the same fashion. Mm-hmm. So you're starting to see home prices go up, and yet salaries are not going up in the same rate of change. And you can go into the math, and it's probably not appropriate for this call, but the second derivative and just those correlations we're seeing that. And so we're investing to hedge that, as Lane mentioned, in real estate, in something tangible that will increase your dollars in line, or if not greater, than the other increases of those supplies, if that makes sense. We get tons of questions, and maybe this is a long-winded answer, but when's the next recession, and when right. People are thinking this is just going to end, it's just going to end. And I think everyone has that same mentality of we've seen it happen. It's going to happen again. And we can't predict it, and who knows who could. But we're certainly seeing pockets already of distress. It's not happening the same way.
Right.
And I think that's going to continue. So
we get a recession on average, the last 100 years in America, we get a recession on average every 7 years. Mm-hmm. And it's been 10 years now that we haven't had a recession. So just from a statistical perspective, we're due. But that's no guarantee that we get a recession. There's a lot of things that have to line up for us to get a recession. Actually, let's take a moment, Josh. Go ahead, Lane. Go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, using your statistical analysis in historically terms, historically thinking, every 7 years. But again, there hasn't been that much capital in the markets flowing in the history of those statistics to show that. So we're in a new game. This is a new, world, if you will.
Right.
And not to say that this is something different. Eventually there's going to be a correction. It's just a matter of the terms of the game have changed, so are shifted, if you will. Shifted is probably better to say. Yeah.
It's good. Before we jump into talking more business stuff, let's just do a quick intro to Lane and Josh. So you guys run Activated Capital, which is basically a fund that focuses on real estate investments. You guys will raise capital from people and then invest that money in real estate. Is that at its most basic level a description of what you guys do?
Yeah, I think you did a great job. I think I would just add it. We focus on double bottom line returns, where we'll focus on the social impact.
Okay.
Equally important as the financial impact. And we think
okay. So that's what you mean by double today, bottom line is not just profits, but that's the single bottom line. But the double bottom line is profits and social impact.
Right.
Got you.
Today, and using today's example, it's different. I think we feel that you have to do both.
Right. Okay. We're gonna get to you guys more depth in a little bit, but let's we'll talk about the trade war in just a moment. Before we get to that, there is an Instagram person who chimed in and asked a question. Her handle is Stacy Joanna. So she writes, "Stocks are on sale!" ! What should we be thinking about getting in on right now that'll grow over the long haul? Also, what do you think about Beyond Meat and the Impossible Burger?
I don't have an answer to neither one of those. I've never had the second one. Beyond Meat?
My wife and I just bought the Impossible Burgers from Whole Foods.
Are they good?
Oh man, they were delicious.
Okay.
They taste like straight up meat. Have you guys, Lane or Josh, had an Impossible Burger yet?
Have we purchased Beyond Meat products?
Yeah, have you had an Impossible Burger yet?
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely something that we focus on a lot, and our business partner Derek Morgan, we just did a joint venture. I don't know if you've heard, is one of the ambassadors of Beyond Meat.
Is that right? Cool.
So there's just tons of positive benefits to
was it
plant-based
tofu?
diet.
No, it's not tofu. It's they use a special food science engineering technique to extract pea protein out of peas, put them all together, mash them up all together, and then you have and then it tastes like a hamburger. I suppose they put other natural ingredients in there to make it taste like a hamburger, but it's not meat. It's Beyond Meat.
Yeah, there's a couple of videos too that Derek was in. Arnold Schwarzenegger is in this film that on how culture is depicting meat and how it's associated, or how media has driven us to think of meat as manliness, and it's just unfortunately just not true at a fundamental level. But then from a scientific level, it's just plant-based is better for you. Right?
I got to tell you, that media shit is working on me, Josh. Like anytime I eat a big ass steak or like a porterhouse or something, I totally feel like a man by the end of that. I'm like, let me go fucking, beat the shit out of a tiger or something.
Start beating your chest for no reason.
In the middle of a steakhouse, just start beating my chest. Yeah. So that's what Stacey Joanna is asking. What should we be thinking about getting in on the long run? Well, I mean, the real easy answer, man, is
not Uber.
Not Uber. Healthcare is great.
Okay.
Right? Like I love the pharmacy plays. CVS, Walgreens, that's a great play. It's always been a great play. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna invest in Walgreens when they get my name right.
Why? St. James?
St. James, ST James. They call me every day like, we have an order for Street James. I'm like, this fucking robot.
Street James.
I fucking hate this robot, bro.
Oh, it's not even a real person.
No.
It's Street James.
Yeah. We have an order for Street James. I'm like, is it because I'm black? Is that why? Is it because I'm black?
Street. So yeah, healthcare is great. I think that's always going to be a winner. I think utilities, real estate, REITs, real estate investment trusts, and yes, absolutely, Beyond Me is a great time to get in. It's going up a lot. As long as it's a long-term hold, absolutely, it's something I definitely want to hang on to. So that was Stacey Joanna and her questions. Let's jump to the trade war, and then we'll jump to interviewing Josh and Lane. All right, so some shit is going down in Hong Kong right now. All right, there are protesters that are straight up, these younger people are just like, fighting for what appears to be their freedom. And I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of people out there who are like, yo, Beijing, China, do whatever you want to do with Hong Kong. And I'm like, what? Like, these dudes, like, we're a country based on freedoms, and we for our own freedom as the United States of America. But basically, these Hong Kong protesters do not want Beijing, a.k.a. mainland China, to take over their government. And I think it's no coincidence that this is happening during the trade war. You know what I'm saying? So have you guys seen some of this stuff on TV where basically these protesters are like taking over the airport and trying to attack the police that are...
No.
Yeah, there's been some serious shit. Josh, Lane, have you guys seen some of these videos?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's some serious protesting going on. And I basically, I think it's funny that Beijing, mainland China, right? So just so you understand the difference, right? Hong Kong was under British rule. It's kind of a separate island from China. It was originally with China, and then several hundred years ago, British takes over. And then what happens after that is the British retreat. Hong Kong gains its own independence as its own country, basically, and is able to stay independent from mainland China, from Beijing. And there's kind of a similar story with Taiwan, if you've ever heard of Taiwan, where basically these two small independent countries are separate from China, even though they'll have like cousins in Beijing and Shanghai, and but they're still separate countries. It's kind of like a little bit like East Germany, West Germany,
I get it.
kind of thing. And so basically, it's funny that this is all happening right now, in my opinion. That Beijing is trying to kind of pull some moves. And if you guys might remember, Josh or Lane, but like this all started with a simple law that Hong Kong tried to pass called an extradition law, where basically Beijing is able to extradite or take a Hong Kong resident and try them in China on legal proceedings. And that's when everything just started exploding, fireworks in Hong Kong. They're like, hell no, we ain't gonna let that law pass. So the entire country of China right now is united against America because of this trade war, right? The Chinese have rallied and they've really made it clear that they're going to fight this trade war kind of like to the last battle. You know what I'm saying? And so have you kept up with some of this at all? No, you haven't seen it?
Nope, not even slightly.
You guys have kept up with some of this, right, Lane and Josh?
Oh yeah, I've been following it because it's the cultures and the history here is so crazy because like Taiwan is China for elected government of China, and then the Civil War happened and they lost and they got pushed onto the island. But Hong Kong was a leased territory from the British. It was part of China, and the British decided to hand it back to mainland China, which is the communist country, right? And they the Hong Kong folks have had, at least as much liberty as the British have had, but still not like American liberty. You're in Britain, you're a subject. You're not a citizen like you are like in the U.S., right?
Oh, is that right? I don't even know what that means. So if you live in London, you're saying you're a subject, you're not a citizen?
That's right. You're subject to the crown. That's right.
That sounds so demeaning, man. Like,
It does.
what does that mean?
It means like you're not like we have rights, constitutional rights. Like they have rights that their monarchy says they have. Like so, ultimately, it's a little different.
Damn.
And I think like the monarchy's power has been eroded a lot over the years, but that's the whole word the subject comes from. Like you pay taxes to a government that is ultimately owned by the monarchy in the UK, right? Like they're the richest people in the country because they own whatever they want, really.
Damn. I gotcha. Okay, so it was leased. I didn't even know that.
It was leased, yeah. So it was leased from China in like 1897 for 100 years. And the British wanted to extend the lease past like 97 or whatever, but the mainland China didn't want them to, the communist country. So they basically, pulled some strings, got it to be handed back to them. At the time, it was 25% of their local or of the country's economy. It was a major financial power for them.
Wow.
But, now it's only about 4%.
Right,
and so these people grew up, and imagine growing up, like knowing that you had some level of like human rights. And then, the government of China, I mean, they run death wagons. They just like murder people. Like, it isn't like the greatest government, right? And so you have no rights. And these people are watching their freedoms erode. Their children won't grow up with that. And then this extradition treaty came into place, and like the government in Hong Kong is a puppet government. You're allowed to vote, but only for candidates that the mainland says you can vote for. So it's not like the same. Like, I mean, you could say we have like two parties here, but at least there's a primary season. We kind of get a little chance to vote for people, but there's just, you don't even get the primaries. Like,
damn,
the mainland says, hey, these are who you can vote for,
and then they vote, right? Lane, you know a lot about this, man. Hey, have you ever considered going on CNBC for something like this?
Yeah. They pulled me in off the street, man. I told you about that before Josh got on. I was an expert on Brexit for CNBC once.
So I think it's funny that this is happening during the trade war, right? Why would China decide now to do this shit, right? To really shake up Hong Kong. And I think, what basically is happening is Trump wants to confront China on trade war. And so here they are having some major protests, lots of tear gas, lots of fighting. Maybe there's not blood drawn yet, but there's some shit going on in Hong Kong right now. And Trump is not really saying much. I thought you wanted to confront China, Donald. The Donald is now not really speaking up about it. Right? The Donald. So I think what this all means is he ain't going to say shit. The Donald wants to make a deal. That's what I think is going on here. Recession is for real. And he needs to get reelected. Anytime a president tries to run during anytime a president tries to run during a recession, they've all lost, except for one dude, William McKinley, probably like 100 years ago. I forget when William McKinley ran, but they named Mount McKinley after him. So yeah, I think that Trump is staying quiet on this. I think he wants to make a deal with China, and he wants to get reelected. That's probably why he's not stepping up in the Hong Kong situation. And so China knows they can use that as leverage against him right now. I think that's why they're doing that, because they want to make sure they get a deal. So those are my thoughts on trade war, which is basically, I think that Donald wants to do a deal. Hong Kong protesters right now are creating a big ruckus, and that's working in China's favor, actually.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. Anyway, bottom line, don't go to Hong Kong right now, St. James.
I wasn't planning on it.
You didn't have plans to? I've been to Hong Kong once.
I want to go. Actually, I lied, but I just wasn't planning on doing it anytime soon. I want to go.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Right in Hong Kong, and then we went to Macau, and then we went to Thailand after that. We didn't go to mainland China.
Okay.
It was around a time where I kept hearing about like smog and you can't breathe when you go to Beijing and stuff like that. So I was like, I want to breathe. I'm cool. I'm not cool with
I'll
that.
pass on that too.
Yeah.